Hello, I'm Steve Froud. I'm the Commercial Training Manager for Citroen, and it's my pleasure to put on all the product launch events. Today's event referred to as Positive Power. It's the new C4 product launch event. The day starts arriving at the Network Training Academy Centre in Coventry, purpose-built training facility, and what we've done is we've branded it up in all over the Citroen logos, made it a Citroen dedicated centre for the day. Step into the reception area, will be meet and greet from a trained team of people. They will check you in, give you your lanyards, check off any dietary requirements. Then we'll whisk you through into a nice area and have a nice cup of tea, coffee, bacon rolls, especially for anyone that's had a longer journey. After that, everyone will be whisked into a big presentation area, which is actually the technical training workshop, which has been completely revolutionised, changed. And we've actually modelled it almost in the style of a Top Gear studio, with lots of gantries, lots of lights, projectors. Great big 3D presentation screen, which is the first time we've ever used 3D presentation during a technical training course or even a commercial training course. So we've pushed the boat out and we said, right, we're going to do this big style, we're going to give you a bit of a wow, we're going to show you the car. Open up with a 15-minute presentation that tells you about the run of the day and includes a reveal, and we even have the car driving out through one of the walls with a Stieg lookalike stepping out from the car and giving it his seal of approval. I pass over to Steve Lang, who then takes on the more detailed part of the day. One of the biggest things that you will experience during the day is the fact that we've put commercial and technical trainers together. Traditional training would put you into lots and lots of little groups and you'd jump from place to place seeing all kinds of different faces. We've changed that around completely. We put dedicated trainers with the same group. We do a smaller number of sessions but with more detail in each one. So there's a clear run through of the technology and the benefits of the car, and it makes more sense, and the delegates really appreciate the fact they're not jumping from too many sessions, they're not doing it in a bizarre order, and they've got the same trainer presenting to them each time and the same technical backup all the time. So they get to bond with their trainer. It breaks down the barriers. They're much happier to ask questions and say, I don't quite understand that, because they've been with the trainer all day, and they stay with them in the afternoon through the driving sessions as well. So there's plenty of opportunity to build up a really good rapport with the trainers all the way through. The development obviously of a training day is vitally important for us to decide what we're going to present to dealer staff. The whole process starts with me visiting Paris, going to the Valisi Design Centre and the factory at Aulnay to actually get my hands on the car. I get to drive it, I drive it against the competition and learn all about all the key features of the vehicle. We then take that back to the UK and say, right, with the UK marketplace and what the competitors are and the kinds of dealer network that we have, we then adjust all that information. We pick out the key messages that we want to get across to the UK. So all the sessions that the dealer staff will see during the day have been taken and distilled from all the information that exists about the vehicle. So we pick out key features and say, right, we're going to present this part of the competitor information in this way. We're going to use a 3D Powerwall to talk about the design. We're going to focus heavily on explaining the technology, and therefore we need to use technical people as well as commercial people to talk about features and benefits. It's a key message for the Citroen brand going forward, is we are a very high-tech company, but we need to explain that technology to customers, because with that high tech comes a huge amount of benefit. The trainers we use are hand-picked to be able to get information across the dealer network in a way that they'll understand, but also that they can pick up and turn around and use. So they'll use phrases, the dealer can go, I like that phrase, I'm going to use it, because that puts into words exactly what they're trying to explain to the customer. So we very carefully pick the trainers and the location and all the technology we're going to use to make sure the dealer can understand it in their terminology, as well as just a textbook type training. Textbook training doesn't work with this because it's a people industry, and anything they can pick up from the training is vitally important when they go back to their own network. In the afternoon, we take all the staff out on a driving experience. There's two parts to that. Initially there's a long convoy where we have a mixture of C4s and its direct competition, so the Focus, the Golf and the Vauxhall Astra. And what we do, we start off on a convoy with various different stopping off points along the way, and every delegate gets a chance to drive all the different vehicles back to back. So you jump out of a Golf straight into a Focus, straight into a C4, so you've got very, very recent memory of exactly what it felt like, the clutch, the gearbox, how smooth the engine is, how well, even things like how well the door shuts. A lot of delegates pick up a huge amount of information from jumping straight from one car to the next. So there's a lot of value in spending lots of time driving it and getting feedback from people within the same car, because there's 2 or 3 people in each vehicle. The long convoy then arrives at the Myra test facilities, where one of the groups has already arrived. And this is the point at which people can do some testing that you wouldn't be able to do in normal circumstances. It's all closed off, it's a very safe facility, but it has all kinds of environments where we can test the limits of the car. The key one is to be able to test the ESP factor. ESP is a brilliant innovation in car safety, and at the Myra facilities we're able to allow delegates to drive over very, very low friction surfaces with ESP enabled and with ESP switched off, to see the dramatic difference in the ability of the car to hold the road. So a corner you could approach quite quickly with ESP switched on. As soon as you switch it off, go around the same corner with a lot of water on the surface, you would lose the car and effectively you'd end up in the hedge. You can explain it as much as you like, but once a delegate has experienced the car going around the corner and sliding out on that wet grip, and then doing the same one with ESP and going smoothly round, there's nothing like that experience for convincing people the value of the technology. But of course we do have professional drivers there who demonstrate to the dealer network exactly what the car is capable of, and explain to them what is happening when the ESP is working, but also what happens when it's switched off. So they have the opportunity, and they are encouraged to actually try pushing the car further towards the limits than they would do in their normal driving. So the skill of those drivers to demonstrate what happens when you don't use ESP correctly, but also how to handle certain driving conditions, very heavy water, what you need to do, whether you use the brake, whether you're steering, and all those kind of things that some people aren't experienced enough to know that from their own knowledge. The professional drivers are there all the time to make sure everyone is able to enjoy themselves, but in perfect safety. So it's a safe but boundary pushing experience for them. At the end of the day, we do a closing session just to try to wrap up key features, give them a couple of extra bits of information about selling price and safety features, residual values, just an extra couple of bits for the salesperson to have in his pocket. They go away knowing that our car is perfectly equipped to take on the competitors in that marketplace. And they've gone away enthusiastic. They are confident about the product they're selling.